Alright girls, back in the game. We have game number 2 on Habitation Station. And to the top left we have Morrow, whereas Lambo is starting to the top right. Morrow currently in a 1-0 lead in the series. And I'm a bit excited to see this map because we have gold bases on this map. And gold bases usually favor, I would say, Zerg a little bit, just because it's easier for them to take the base and then defend it. Whereas now that the mules don't give you the extra income on gold mineral patches any longer, is not as problematic as it was before. I mean, gold base is still something where a lot of players say like, okay, this is absolutely stupid, we do not want them in the game. But we have very unique maps right now, and maps with certain advantages and disadvantages, and the gold bases are just part of what happens on Habitation Station. The question always is, does it come into play or not? Is a player able to do something with that? Right now, looking at this, we have Morrow not only in the lead, but also with a very convincing game 1. Lambo just... what you usually have in Zerg versus Terran is the Zerg trying to dominate the mid game. He has a very strong mid game with a Muta-Link composition where you can really hunt the Terran player down. Once Terran is safe on 3 bases and gets the 3/3 upgrade into play, the Zerg really falls off quite quickly because he doesn't have those upgrades just yet. He needs the Hive Tech, which is usually delayed, and then Ling Muta Bane Link just doesn't scale that much into the late game anymore as he would want to. So Lambo was really trying to do all that in the mid game, but he didn't really accomplish it, and for him it was very problematic to get his Hive Tech up since he didn't have the resources. He never really got the economy up to a level where he had a huge bank that he could utilize, and it looked a little bit like he thought he could end the game on Lair Tech, like he could really end it when he was trying to push in. But especially the SimCity in the base of Morrow really helped him so much to defend against what was going on, and then did a real number on the Zerg player. So once that momentum was gone, he just fell back into his normal style, but he was on 3 bases, he was trapped there, and that didn't work out for him as well as he wanted to. So unfortunate for the German player, but great of course for the Swede, who is in a 1-0 lead in the series as just mentioned. And now let's see if Lambo maybe on this map can change things around and do a little better. We have currently at the right side of the match the hatch first being started. There's of course no question what kind of opening he's going for. Perfect saturation on those mineral patches. In case you're a little bit newer to StarCraft, let me just explain that. It shows 16 to 24 saturation. We have 8 mineral patches at a normal base, meaning that if you have 24 drones, you have 3 drones per mineral patch. That gives you the maximum income that you can get basically, but at the same time, if you have 16 harvesters, it's generally speaking the most efficient income per drone. So you will see a lot of players just go for a 16 drone saturation for the mineral patches at each base that they have, and that gives them a very good saturation with a very low drone count. So it's a pretty good ratio that you have there, just in case that you're wondering at some point where players don't max out to 24. So yeah, maybe if you're a little bit new, you just learned something. And right now in this game, what we have for Morrow is a similar situation. He also has an expansion, of course, here on the low ground, taking this a little bit quicker. We have for the Zerg player so far the same style that he played in the last game. No gas taken just yet. He might go for the double gas here. The 2 queens at the front, and the next 2 will join up. So the same build order basically. A 4 queen build with late gas being taken, and that then allows him to go into not only speed for Zerglings, but also the Lair Tech that he got the last time at the natural. To the left side of the map, we have the quick 3rd command center once again for Morrow. So quick 3rd CC for him, and also the barracks here straight with the Tech Lab add-ons so that they can get stim and everything, and we have a much faster Roach Warren. Now this is gonna get interesting for a simple reason. We had the Roach Warren in the last game and it was used defensively. It was used as means to keep the Hellions at bay and to protect creep tumors. The Roach One this time is a little bit faster, and we have the double gas taken. He could go into Roach Pressure. It would be a little bit of a later Roach Pressure, but you could definitely try to make that work. And we have 3 additional Overlords being built, so it looks more and more like he really wants to go into a bit of Roach aggression with this. Maybe just get like 12 out there and do some damage. But we have an extra queen built, an extra queen cancelled, and drones build up. So it doesn't really look like he wants to poke. Like the thing is, Oh, okay, he takes the third base and wants the roaches to defend the third. Alright. So the thing that you can really do is just like poke with the roaches at the front door of your opponent, do a little bit of damage, maybe just knock off a building and then kill a couple of SCVs when they come over to repair it. But right now in a map like this, he wants to go and skip speed for now, go into a faster lair attack, have the roaches as a safety net to save that third base if there is some aggression. And Morrow is actually going to do a very similar thing, also trying to take that third base as fast as he can. That will keep them on eye level with this. But yeah, the Zerg player already has that base. As you can see, we have now Morrow taking claim of that. Maybe a little bit of an eco slide with harvesters going over. Not just yet. If he really builds all of the SCVs there, he's gonna lose a little bit of ground towards Lambo. That's definitely gonna happen. So it does still not look like we're gonna have an eco slide here. Nope. He's just building the harvesters there. Alright. And for the Zerg we have exact opposite, and this is why we have suddenly a boost in income for Lambo and the minerals, as you can see there, 1,800. But funny as it is, the Terran player for sometimes still able to keep up a little bit, and that's the power of mules. Mules are pretty strong. Okay, there we had units sliding over. That makes a lot more sense now. 11 additional roaches. It looks like Lambo is just going for the roach attack after all, and doing some damage there. Maybe even roach baneling at this point. Let's see. So we have Morrow currently just trying to do... Wow, he's setting up a perimeter right at the front here with double bunker and also supply depots. That will definitely keep Zerglings at bay. What about roaches though? Depends on how many you have, I guess. How many does he have? 19. Yeah, well, you need a few more against this. He needs a couple of more roaches if he really wants to break through there. But it looks like he also wants to wait for maybe the centrifugal hooks. If he goes for the banelings, he can bust through this. I mean, he can bust through that stuff here quite easily if he has the baneling numbers. The problem is if you do not have Aspire, you do not have Mutalisks, and if you do not have Mutalisks, you do not have any kind of anti-air that can really deal with a drop. And that is what happens right there. Main base, there are even more roaches waiting on the other hand, and that's exactly what you have to do if you do not have Mutalisks to snipe that down. So, yeah, there he's just gonna trap them. And the first one already down, 2, 3. Good job, nice defense. Really well done. And now he can try and go for aggression. This is a lot of army supply, isn't it? 71, and it's time for the banelings. 25, and unscouted so far. So that, if he takes that down, that would be great for him. Those bad boys are going to be really difficult to beat though. But so far it doesn't really look like he knows about that. Oh, nice move. Interesting move here by Morrow. Or does he just go around? Does he just go around and try to run in? It looks like he wants to run in with a few units. Or does he just cluster that from both sides? But look at this. So many bunkers. That's a lot of bunkers right there. And he goes for it. From 2 angles, he's moving in. Banelings everywhere! Widow bites! Oh, Morrow is getting wrecked! Oh, yeah, that base is a goner. Well, apparently it isn't. I'm not quite sure why. He wants to go and end it, apparently. Screw that third. He wants to go for game. And he takes down the bunker here. Army supply is looking really bad for Morrow. 88 against 50. And that's a lot of SCVs that are going to die here. He just needs to start to attack. SCVs are going down. The SCV count is currently down to 56 though. So he needs to take down a lot more than that. He's trying to brute force his way up this ramp. He needs to manually target those SCVs. That is Morrow once again going for a good defense, but there is so much Zerg and so little Terran. Even more units right over here, but the Medivac is doing a great job healing the few remaining Marines that are trying to save this. Morrow is going down to 97 supply, but this is not over. 30 harvesters killed. He needs to kill a lot more than that. The Banelings moving in. It's time for the Banelings. Oh my god, this is a slaughter. This is killing all of the SCVs off. And Morrow, he still has the mules. Keep the mules in mind. Talking about mules, that orbital command is currently being saved by one. That mule is going down though, and that means the orbital command is also going to burn down, but it doesn't even matter anymore. Morrow, I think at this point, has already realized that he will have to fight a third game. That's it. GG. Game 2 ends in favor of Lambo, and we are going to jump into Game 3 to find out who is gonna take it and who's gonna qualify for WCS Europe.